he has no distractions. Like when he's working, he say he has no distractions.
Okay, let's do it. Episode 6, I think. Episode
Six already.
So. We're flying through them.
Go to the second hand.
Welcome back to the Business of Banter podcast, everyone. Alright, let's get straight into it, man. Intros. We don't need to intro anymore. Get straight into it. If you don't know who we are or what this is, you can, watch the other episodes. Let's get straight into it. Do you want to start this week or should I?
Yeah, you should. I like your topic there.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
So I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, doing what I do, and I came across this Twitter, excuse me, this tweet from the tweet is called The Numbers Game. It's like TNG, so The Numbers Game, TNG tweets one. That's what the at is. But basically, it's quite a good Twitter, actually. You might want to give it a follow. I think it's just like a bunch of numbers, a bunch of business numbers, like facts. And he said, five of the richest people in the UK under 25 were all friends at the same school in Birmingham. And I was like, wait, hold on.
Okay.
I was like, hold on. We're from Birmingham. Hold on. And I was like, I kind of think I know who this is going to be. But I know a couple of them at least. So I extended the tweet, and obviously there's 5 names there.
I know
Ben Francis.
I think.
Yeah, Ben Francis. Yeah, of course. Owner of Gymshark, founder of Gymshark. He's worth about 900 million, it says. And then you have Lewis Morgan, who's also the founder of Gymshark.
Co-founder.
Yeah, co-founder of Gymshark and MDV, and investor in Able. He's worth 160. Reese Wabara, owner of and founder of Mania d'Avoire. He's worth 83 billion. And then Reese and Chris Edgerton, worth about 60 billion together. I think they're brothers, and they founded Able. So I was just like, this is quite a cool little topic. Let me take a look at, just the story of all these 5 guys, and not only what's pretty cool about them, but like, is it a thing where there's something special about the school, or is it just they had a cool little friend circle? But I just went and I'll just give you some context. Did a little bit of research behind all of them, and so I'll start from the people who are worth the least monetarily, of course, and up until the one who are worth the most. So firstly, it's Reese and Chris Edgerton. They're very low key. Like I looked for quite a few hours online, and you can't really find much about them. Obviously, they've got Instagrams and stuff, but they don't have too many interviews, too many podcasts. None, actually. No podcasts, no interview. Even like a YouTube channel. I couldn't find anything really about these guys. I was like, okay, so I had to just kind of go off a couple of articles, but like from like the Times and stuff like that. So very low key guys. They created a clothing brand called Able, AYBL, in 2018, which is an affordable women's sportswear brand. So I think it was kind of to almost maybe like challenge, brands like Gymshark, but give that same quality of clothing for women at a like a competitive price compared to like Gymshark. It's more of a premium for sportswear. It's more like a premium brand. So like their pieces range from anywhere between like 14 and 45 pounds. So it's not crazy. I actually showed the brand to my partner, and I asked her like, is this like good? And she's like, yeah, like it's design wise, it's in trend apparently for women. And she was like, the price is really, really good as well. So I guess I don't know why these 2 guys or how they figured out these price ranges, but they that's what they managed to do. They clearly understood the women's fashion market quite well, and launched this brand in 2018. And then on top of that, they then partnered up with an influencer called Alice Cross and created a ready-to-wear clothing brand, so more like normal street clothing or whatever, like normal, just actual outfits, clothing called Because of Alice, and they joined up with her in 2020. So they have their brand Able in 2018. In 2020, they create a second brand with this lady Alice Cross, and then in 2021, um, Lewis uh, Lewis Morgan, the co-founder of Gymshark, kind of gets sits down with all these three people. Says, "Listen, I'm gonna put a heavy amount of investment into this. We'll create what's called the Able Group, and we're gonna combine both of these companies into this, this this umbrella company, and Able Group will own these, and everyone has their. I don't know how. I couldn't really figure out how the shares are split, but I think he put like a decent amount of money in there, so he probably owns. I imagine a significant chunk of it. So yeah, but those are the two guys. Lewis takes a position as the executive chairman of the group, and the revenue of Able, these two guys, has grown from 140,000, which was what they did in the first year, and in 2022 they did 23.1 million. So
Yeah, that's a
it's in
jump.
that's in 4 years. In 4 years, they've grown the company significantly. So it's pretty cool. Like two guys, two brothers, absolutely killing it. But that's their story. And then you've got Reese Wabara. He started off as a footballer actually. So young footballer, played for Warsaw, and then he got signed by Man City, which obviously is quite a big deal. Funnily enough, he played for the academy and he made his pro debut on the last day of the 2010-11 campaign, and he came on as a substitute for Zabaleta, which is like
Hmm.
which means like he played serious level. He played with David Silva, Toure, Carlos Tevez, like serious like he wasn't
Yeah,
just a guy on academy. Clearly, he was he was good enough to play in football at a high level. But I think his football career didn't really like properly take off. He had a few loan spells. He left Man City but in 2014, and then he had like a few other moves, and his football career actually finished in Bolton in 2017. But I think between that time is when Lewis approaches him, and basically, I think I heard from on a podcast quite a long time ago, Reece saying basically he was kind of into like fashion from young. So I think that the coaches thought he wasn't really serious about football because he'd come in with like nice cars. He'd always try and dress, let's say, better than everyone else around. So I think they kind of thought that the fame got to his head, or the football, you know, the whole being a footballer got to his head. But he was just someone who was into fashion. So I think he kind of always had this business mind. And Lewis approaches him and says, "Listen, like I know you've always dressed well, that kind of thing. I think you should do something in fashion." So he starts his clothing line with $15,000, £15,000, sorry. And in 2022, he turned over roughly £35 million, which is from 2017 to 2022, which is about 5 years to build up a company from having just £15,000 to building up to 35 plus million in turnover is absolutely incredible. I'm sure you'll agree. Um,
yeah, definitely.
but he was, yeah, but I mean, we know about he seems to be quite the entrepreneur. So I think it's like I think Lewis owns part of the company still. I don't know at what
Uh-huh.
point. I think he co-founded it too, but I don't know if I don't know what part of the 15 grand, or maybe they didn't put any money in, or they helped him out or whatever. But he owned a part of it. I think Ben Francis used to own a part of it, but I think
Hmm.
he sold his share or whatever when Gymshark was kind of flying high. And then you have obviously the last two, which is Ben Francis and Lewis Morgan, and they've started Gymshark as the biggest brand there. It's kind of it's a worldwide brand now. Everyone kind of knows it, but they started it in 2013. So they were friends at school. Apparently, they went to get the gym together. That's how they kind of started getting close. So it was like a business and working out was kind of like a similarity that they both shared. So they both really liked business, went to uni to study business. But I think after the first year, they both dropped out of university to focus on Gymshark full time. But like these years, like leading up to university and that first year, they were both working like basically like petty jobs, technically like not petty, like entry level jobs, should I say, like part wash or delivery driver, that kind of thing. Would do that in the daytime, and then they're building their brand in the nighttime. And they started off working in, I think it's Ben Francis's like parents' garage, and obviously they had a screen printer and a sewing machine, and then from there, just started to grow the brand, grow the brand, and they kind of led the way initially in like what's really popular now, which is like influencer marketing. One of the first few brands to really do it at scale, and I think that helped them grow. Ridiculous. I think they grew to about 103 million, over 103 million pounds in sales by 2018, which is about a 5 year span, which is absolutely, I mean, yeah,
Wow.
it speaks
Yeah.
for itself. It speaks for itself, yeah. And then, but in 2016, they split paths. I think Lewis stepped back from the brand, and Ben continued to kind of run the business and keep growing it. The details of why they split is kind of really unclear. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I think it's just a little bit. You can see when they both talk about it. I think when Ben talks about it, it's very like kind of almost dismissive. Doesn't really want to talk about it much. He just says, "Yeah, like we just split up." He exited the company, that kind of thing. Lewis, I don't think really brings it up much either. I think there was one interview I saw where he kind of alluded to being pushed out of the company
Yeah.
by Ben. Yeah, yeah. So it's like a whole thing, but
It's kind
whatever.
of like
It's
upset.
business. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's his business, isn't it? So I think we'll talk about their kind of personality types later. But I think Ben's a little more ruthless than Lewis is, and that's maybe the kind of businessman that he is. But yeah, so the split, and then I think in 2018, Lewis's share gets bought out for over 100 million by I guess Ben and whoever else is at the company. Yeah, Lewis exits with 100 million plus in the bank account, which is quite a good exit, of course. And in 2020, 21% off Gymshark gets bought by an American private equity company, General Atlantic, I think they're called, which basically bumps up Ben Francis' net worth at the time to about £650 million, making him the youngest self-made millionaire in the UK at the time. And the business continues to grow. It's worth about 990-ish million pounds right now, which is about $1.2 billion. And Lewis is now worth north of like 160 million, owns parts of different companies. And he actually owns a part of every other company that we spoke about in that everyone else from the school had, which
From
is
yeah.
quite a yeah, which is quite a talent in itself. But that's kind of the overlook on everyone. I wanted to talk about a couple of things just around. Obviously, that's the stories at a very high level, but it seems like first of all, the two, I guess the two main people there, Lewis and Ben, seem to have a really quite different kind of. They're very different personality wise in terms of businessmen. Ben seems like almost like a ruthless, like Mark Zuckerberg type. He wants Gymshark to take over everything. He wants to challenge Nike. He wants to just focus on one brand and make sure that becomes the biggest brand in the world. And Lewis is a bit more balanced. He seems to be like a more of a family man. I think he just had a kid. He seems to do much more like fun projects for himself. I think he started a real estate business where he builds like I think it's like luxury properties and kind of sells them. But I think he kind of likes that. He obviously founded helped find the other companies in this. So he's part owner and Able. Obviously he was with Ben when they started Gymshark. Part owner of Manier Devoir, and obviously he spotted that not only Reese was not doing fashion at the time, he spotted that and tells him to do fashion, invested it, and he's obviously an amazing businessman and I guess a good fashion guy or whatnot. He spots the two Edgerton brothers that they're good at what they're doing, invests in them, buzzes up. He spots um this Alice, what's her name? Yeah, Alice Cross. He spots that she's obviously doing quite well. Invest in that, and that's a growing business as well. So he kind of has this different kind of look at entrepreneurship, where it seems like he's having a bit more fun. He doesn't mind having his pies kind of spread out, and he
Mm-hmm.
seems to be like an incredible. He seems to have an incredible ability to spot talent for not only business projects but business executors, which obviously seems to be serving him quite well. But Ben is also like this different type of like ruthless type. He's kind of like take over the world type,
Yeah.
but he's very focused on just business. You can see like he's not. He's far less of like a family. I don't think he has. I think he has a girlfriend, but I don't think like.
No, he
I
got a
think I think
girlfriend.
I
I
heard.
think a long term. He got a long
Yeah,
term
yeah, yeah,
girlfriend. Yeah.
yeah. But I'm like, I think
Is he
I
not married
heard.
already?
I think it might be. I think it might be. But I think I heard him like in an interview. I think they asked him about kids, and he was like, "It's not even in my like." I'm not even thinking about that right now. I'm just focused on. I don't think. I don't know if he will have kids. I think he's that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Which is interesting because I want to know like, firstly, which type of entrepreneur would you say you are or you're closer to between the two? Yeah, we'll start with that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think it's. I don't think I'm as ruthless of a business person. To the extreme where like everything else, falls on the wayside.
All right.
But at the same side as well, I don't think I am anywhere close to what Lewis Morgan is, because
Mm,
he seemed to be someone who he probably take pride in identifying like a talent
right.
and like and then sort of like invest in it and then
Mm-hmm.
gives his time to that. uh it's difficult to like both sides are very they're extreme on their own.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
um because I would be someone who like I like to build my thing just like Ben
Right.
Francis. Like I like to focus. If I'm building something, like I want to focus on it. Of course I can do other things, but there is that main thing that I want to be big,
Focus on. Right.
focusing on. And then because I think he also had a stake in Money Devour. You know what I mean? And then,
And then
well,
step
when
back.
this was working out, he sort of stepped back and focused on this.
Mm-hmm.
And would I want to be someone who pretty much he does it? He's like how is it? He's pretty much like Steve Jobs. Like he wears almost the same type of clothes. He does. I don't think he wants to choose like in the morning. Like those type of people
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah,
says
yeah.
they only wear the same type. It's like a black t-shirt. It's a black t-shirt, nothing else. So that when they wake up in the morning, they don't want to waste time trying to decide
What to wear.
can they wear what color. Like he wears
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the same stuff every
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he doesn't. So which means he is so dedicated, and in most of the times, those guys wins. It's very very rare. Like we have like Elon Musk, but he hasn't really won yet. Do you know what I mean? Like he is still out there trying to keep, to have something stable. Like all his companies are not
But
like
I also
stable
think
where you can
Elon.
say
Yeah, I was gonna say I also think Elon is closer to Steve Jobs than he is to, because it's not like okay, Elon might not brand himself as a guy who wears the same outfit every day, but there's no way Elon Musk sits.
no,
He's
no,
not
he works
into
hard. Like
fashion.
he
You know what I'm
works
saying?
hard, but but he gets distracted. You see, like
All right. Yeah, well,
Steve Jobs
but
didn't get
I think I
distracted.
I,
You
I
know what I
think
mean? Like
okay,
he,
fair enough, fair enough.
yeah.
But I think Elon just wants to do so much. I
But
don't
that's
think
my
he gets
point.
distracted. Honestly, I
But
I,
that's
I
my point,
think
though, because do you think he can win head to head against the Facebook guy? He doesn't do anything else. You know what I mean? That's what he does. He's out there
Yeah.
to win that game. Like Musk is doing all games. He's going head to head with Facebook. I'll probably bring him up later on the conversation. He's going head to head with like Fox and CNN, and he's trying to like win all the games,
Loads of games, right? Again.
loads of games. And I don't. It's very difficult to find people who end up winning when you're playing all those games. Like you win, but not against like like a specialist. Do you know what I mean? When someone specializes in something, it's difficult to beat them. And
But
it's more fun
but
what Lewis is doing. Like if I have to
yeah,
do things, I would rather do what Lewis is doing. It's more fun. You know what I mean? Like he seems to do things that really he finds fun. But
fascinating. Yeah,
but there's another side where it's business. You know what I mean? It's business. The fun, yeah, it's good to have fun, but it's about winning. Like people that do business do not want to come second. Do you know what I mean? They want to win.
interesting. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. But
they
okay,
want to
so
win. So it's very difficult for me to say, do I want to be the guy with 990 or the guy with 160? It's very difficult because for what we know, it's more like you see Lewis. I follow both of them actually on social media. Lewis doesn't post as much on Twitter, I think, um, but I follow like their moves, the things they do. He seems to have more going for him. It seems to be more fun.
right.
It seem less stressful on his part. And then Ben Francis is very difficult to read the guy. You know what I mean? Like it's
He's almost
very
like a
very
robot,
difficult
right?
to read the
That's
guy.
why. That's why. That's why I compare him to
Yeah,
Zuckerberg. He's almost robotic. Like he's
he
almost
is like
just
Zuckerberg. He is like Zuckerberg.
yeah.
He is like Zuckerberg. But at the same time, like he came in the game. I think at the beginning, like he said, because there was no like a sports giant in the like sports clothing brand to compete. He said like US had like Nike and all these other ones like the sport ones. Germany had Puma and Adidas, and he said UK doesn't have one.
Oh, nothing. Right.
So straight off the bat, he wanted to compete with like Adidas, Puma, Nike. Like he was so dead set on that, and I think he didn't get distracted. That's all he is aiming for. Even the deal
Right.
he got with the who did he say they got 20%?
Uh, it's General Atlantic, the American
And
private equity company.
and and the thing is, I remember seeing like an interview by him. I think he said, I think he gave them 20. I think he still have like 70 or something. He
Yeah, he has
gave
like
the guy who was running
72%.
the CEO guy. He gave him some shares. Then the other guy who is part of like who helped him to grow it, and then he gave his brother like 2% or 1%, which is major because if you look at the number, like that 1-2% is serious
Oh,
money.
yeah, I wouldn't mind having that.
And
Yeah.
I think his brother was their first employee. I think his brother was their first employee, and I think he's now
Okay.
like the head of like whatever. Yeah, he was their first employee who did their shipping and whatever it is. But you can tell
Right.
he didn't bring this group to have power. He brought them in for their knowledge, so that they
Right.
can open doors for him. You know what I mean? He didn't. He did, like most people be like, you know what? Let me unlock maybe half a billion and just take it off the table.
Yeah.
Give them 50%. But it was like, nope. I'll give you twenty
He's
percent.
running another way. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wanna keep.
Yeah. The
I,
last
I
word.
I
He wants
think
to be. He wants to call the
it's
shots.
difficult to be him. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult. There's only a few people that can really be that type of businessman. Like how many do we know? Zuckerberg, Jobs,
Bezos.
Ben Francis,
yeah,
Bezos. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm
very.
trying to think
Yeah,
like because most people
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Even the ones who are obsessed, though, even the ones who are obsessed, they still obsessed with the mission. Like Dyson, very
Mm.
obsessed with his thing, but it was more a
Mm-hmm.
mission he was obsessed with.
Right.
Even like Henry Ford, it wasn't like he was only obsessed with having a cheapest car on the market.
Mm-hmm.
That was his focus. And the moment he got the cheapest car, what was it, Model T? The moment he got the Model T, it's sort of like he started to become very philanthropical and
Right.
charitable. And I don't see what's his name, Zuckerberg and Ben Francis really reaching that goal, because these guys are going for like proper dominance.
Yeah.
The only time you
Yeah.
probably put his feet up is if he absolutely destroy Nike, Puma, Adidas, Under Armour, takes them all
Yeah.
out, and he's
Yeah.
like the
Which is
biggest one
crazy.
on the market. Then probably he will relax. Whereas I think Lewis is enjoying life.
Right.
He used to do. I don't know if he
I
still
think.
do. He was doing like a podcast before, and I watched it a few times.
Yeah, I think it. I don't. I don't think he's doing it anymore. But I watched a few episodes as well. Yeah, I think. I think if if I had to kind of pick a lane, I
Yeah.
think like you're saying it's difficult, right? It's very difficult. But I think I probably lean closer to what Lewis has done, where you build, exit.
Mm.
Because for me, I think I optimize for enjoyment. Like as much as I like the word domination,
Mm.
the number one goal for me to have a day where I wake up and every single thing in my day I'm enjoying doing it. I can't wait for my meeting at 10 o'clock. I can't wait to execute this, to put off this trade, to go check on the the high rise that I'm building in the middle of London next week. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be like a day that's what business is yeah, I'm trying to win, but also I'm having fun during the week. Which to be honest, for us to assume Ben's not having fun is also,
I
what I'm
was
saying,
actually waiting
it's
for you
also
to finish saying that, and I was thinking,
uh,
it's like when Pomp was asked, "Why don't you take some time off and have fun?"
yeah,
And he
yeah, yeah.
said, "My fun is business."
Mm,
He said, "Like that's my favorite thing in the world,
mm,
business." So if you're asking me to take time from my fun to go and do what? So probably
yeah.
Ben Francis, his fun is
It's world
business.
domination.
That's his ultimate fun.
Yep.
Business and gym. He likes, lifting iron and work.
Yeah.
So he's probably having
Just
a blast
yeah, 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 yeah.
because he only do those two things.
It's crazy, right?
He's not going out there like driving fast cars or anything like that. He just
Mm,
business.
mm.
He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
business all the way. It's a
yeah,
tough one.
yeah. And it's interesting, but it's
Mm-hmm.
fascinating to see like how far these guys will go. But like I said, I think for
Yeah.
me personally, I probably lean closer to what Lewis is like. I think as a lifestyle, just because I think
I
personally
think
that's
that's
what
the
I like
majority
nice
of people.
things.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that's the
I like
majority
nice.
of people. You would.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna
Like
say. I was
for
gonna.
me, the only thing that Lewis does that I think I am not that interested in
Mm.
is I I don't want to sit on many boards.
Yeah,
I'm not interested
I
in
don't
that.
think I
Like
don't
if
think
I'm
that's for me neither.
investing, if I'm investing in anyone,
Mm.
I do not want to sell my time to you. I don't want to sit
All
on
right.
your board. I just want
Yeah.
my money to work.
To
I
work.
want to
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
money
Absolutely.
and the money work. I don't want to sit
Mm-hmm.
on your board. I don't even want to read the report. I want one report per year.
Yep.
That's all I
What
want
are my
because it's
returns?
just
That's
too much.
it.
Sometimes that's the one I want. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
one I want to read. But I wonder if he'll be as involved in his future ventures as he is with these first ones.
Yeah. Probably
Because
not.
these
Right.
ones are with
I
his
mean, you'd
friends.
imagine though.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You'd imagine though.
And
To be honest, he seems
because I saw
far
him
more
post it.
involved in. He seems far more involved in Abel than he is in Manu. It seems like in Manu Devoir, literally, that Reese Barrage just runs the
But
whole show, and he's just a decking investor.
what's
Whereas Abel, you see him like he's
what's
always there.
the
He's posting, "Oh, we got a new facility," that kind of thing. So it seems heavily involved in that one.
is recently he posted about something. Is that Able? That's buying other brands.
Uh,
There's something he posted
Potentially,
recently. Is that
because
like a group of company or?
yeah, so Able, just Able, the fashion brand was just the fashion brand, but then he created Able Group, which is what owns
Yeah,
Able, what owns Because of Alice, which
that's.
I'm guessing that's what he's. I think that's his game. I think he
I
likes
think that's
finding the
where
gems and just.
yeah. That
Mm,
I like. That I like. You know, because I
mm,
saw him posted that I haven't like actually read it properly, and he posted
right.
that, and I was like, you know what, I like that. Like, I like the way he's gone with it because
Mm,
then you have like a catalog of different businesses. They can
yeah.
come in, succeed, come in, die, but it won't affect him, on a personal level. Because I think sometimes if you're sitting on too many boards, that's just too
Ugh,
much.
yeah, it is.
Because
It is.
you could be like, chilling in Bahamas and some security guard decide to like choke a black person or choke a woman, and then you have to get a phone call. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to
What
get
do
a
you
phone
do?
call because that
Yeah.
idiot has decided to do something so dumb because you sit on the board. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. So I don't think but that'd be too much. That's too much stuff going on
Yeah,
with companies,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you wouldn't
yeah.
want
Most
too much
definitely.
of that.
But
Quite
just
interesting.
a quick note on the other guys. I do think Reese Obara, although he's like seems like if you go on his Instagram, he's like obviously into fashion and cars and whatnot. But I think he's if it's anyone who's close to being like Ben, like he's a little
Yeah.
more normal. He's not very like
Mm.
monotone and robotic. But I think as a
Yeah.
businessman, I think he's ruthless. I think he seems comes across. He always like I follow him on Instagram and he always posts Jay Z quotes. He loves Jay Z, and you know how Jay Z is with it. So
And I think I watched one of his interviews. I can't remember where it
mm,
was. And he was talking about, I think he'd moved to London at that point.
right.
And, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, like he kind of cited like distractions. Like
Moving to this, I need a bigger yard so I
I
can
need a
fly
bigger
around
yard.
in my quad bike or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just
Exactly.
nonsense. If I like, what's that kind of money? I'll just be doing dumb stuff. You know, just let me just buy a ranch and just build this. And I don't even
Yeah.
know what a ranch is. It's like an American word
But you're
for
still
like
gonna get
a
one.
farm or
Yeah,
whatever.
you'll be like,
Yeah, absolutely,
you'll be asking,
absolutely.
like, someone will be like, oh, there's a ranch that they've come up. You'll be like, do they have a bun? No, I
Yeah.
don't want it. I need one with a bun. Why do you want a bun for? Oh, because I want to build a skate park inside it.
Yeah,
You don't even
exactly.
skate. It doesn't matter. I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. I'll let you skate.
All right. Yeah, it's crazy. But like how
No,
but
like,
but yeah, just wrapping this up. How incredible that could it be that these five kids from the same school end up in a situation where they're worth tens of millions, and they're five of the richest people in the UK, and they all come from the same school. And it's not like
it's
to me,
what
it's
does
it's
it?
clearly nothing to
Yeah.
do with the school. I don't know if it's like it
No.
can't be an incredible school. It's obviously
What
just an
did they
incredible friend
say?
circle, right?
They say something like, "What is it? You are an
You're the sum of the
average of
five
your five
people around
friends."
you, or whatever. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's. I think
it's
you
crazy.
couldn't be in that group and not feel pressured to do something great.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like
mm.
you have to do something great being in that group because
But for, for,
everybody's
for
doing stuff.
yeah, for five people to do it though, that's absolutely incredible, right? That's
Yeah.
like most people will have a friend group and be like successful. Maybe one or two of them to make it to that level. But like
Yeah.
for five
Five.
from the same school, same friendship group, it's quite incredible.
It is
But yeah,
amazing.
that's that one.
That is class. That is actually good. I would love us to go back and really look at their stories.
Yeah,
It's fascinating.
yeah.
I think all
Well,
of them,
hopefully,
especially the three I know that well. The other guys I don't know them that well.
yeah, they're the door.
I've
Yeah,
heard
they're the door.
about them. I know the brand, and but I don't know them to the same level that I know these other three.
Yeah,
And every time I've looked into them, I've always been just fascinated.
yeah.
But
Anyway, you never know. I'm putting it on here now. I'm gonna look in the camera and say this podcast will big enough one day. We'll have all of them on here. Then we can
there you
talk to
go.
them ourselves
We can then we
and
can
go through
ask them the
stories ourselves.
questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, then we can ask them the questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Shall we go to yours? Do you want to do maybe your new section?
Oh, yeah. I think this will be
Yeah,
fun.
let's do
It'll be
this.
quick. This will be
Okay.
quick before we get to this one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Today though, it's there's things that I kind of find out about them. Let me see my notes. Yeah.
Mm.
So news roundup. Netflix. Did you hear? I don't know if they've done that in UK. I saw
Mm.
they've done it in United States. Like you can share your passwords and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are changing that. That password sharing is going away.
So
For
what
you
is
to
it?
share a password, you pay
You can
I
only
think in America, but I don't know what it's gonna be in UK. In America, you have to pay $8
share the
extra
password.
to share the password, like to get
So
someone
you just
else to
get.
watch.
So is it? Oh, you can only watch it on one device at one
Or I
time.
think they're gonna use the IP address. I think they're gonna use IP address.
Oh, really?
So you
But what
can't
if
like
what if you're what
buy.
if you're watching? I go to a hotel or whatever, and I want to watch my Netflix account.
Well, you can't watch it there. Watch it there at your house.
That's ridiculous.
No, I don't know what the thing is gonna be,
Well,
but I think it's
yeah,
because they are trying. I think they're trying to get as much money as they can. They're just doing a
yeah.
Twitter one because they've laid off like a couple people as well recently,
Okay.
and they're just desperate to try and find any other way they can make money. But
Hmm.
I honestly think this idea will not make them money because they think when the passwords when they're like, because I think they said in America for some like 45 million people
Hmm.
shares the password or something like that. Something like that. So so I think they're
Wow.
thinking when they stop those people, then they'll then get a membership. But I don't think they will.
No, they won't.
I don't think they will. I think there's
They
so
won't.
much out there for people to do. Like there's just so much for people to
Yeah,
do.
I think
Like people in different.
I think it's a bad move. I think what Netflix underestimate is the number of people who have Netflix just for the sake of having Netflix. So I might have an account
Yeah,
and I might not use it as much because now I watch Prime or Disney Plus or whatever. But I know that my mom uses it, so I won't cancel my membership. But at
yeah,
the point that you stop me from sharing my account, I cancel. Everyone's annoyed. Oh, forget it. We might as well go to
yeah,
Disney because at least they'll let us share the password. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like
That's the thing. I think I think they think they're gonna make money out of this deal, but I don't think they will. I think
nah.
they're gonna lose. I think it shows that they are feeling the heat.
They are
Competition is
right.
on them. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
it
they
is
are feeling the
absolutely,
heat. So
absolutely. They spend a
that
lot of money
I
on
didn't read
Netflix.
much about it. I only just saw it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting,"
Mm.
because, because it says like about a quarter of Netflix 15 million UK subscribers are estimated to be sharing their password, according to research from
Yeah, of course.
DJI.
Yeah,
So
of course.
it's it's not
It's a
gonna
dumb movie. It's not good for branding. If I
no.
was Netflix, I would lean into it. I would lean into it. Just get a more competitive
Yeah,
deal where you
but
say, "Listen, You can have four accounts. We'll mix up the. You know what I'm saying? Let's say like I don't know if I was Netflix, come up with some sort of incentive where you say, listen, yeah, okay, we don't like people sharing passwords, but everyone's gonna have a premium account because this we're gonna give you this amount of content. But if you pay for the premium account, we'll give you and four other people this content. You know what I'm saying? Like have some other way of selling it. Taking away is always a bad branding move, I think.
I think the mistake they did is I think it's the same mistake that Uber might end up falling into. Like when they
Mm.
came through, Like I was trying to look. People were sharing a few things earlier on. Like
Right.
they were for sharing. They tweeted in I think November of 2017. I think the tweet is still up. I went on their Twitter account. The tweet is still up. It says Netflix is for sharing. That was their game.
Right.
That's why people share it. Is because they came in to say it's for sharing. And then now they are sort of like backtracking on that. And I think there was a statement that they put. Where is it? Oh yeah, it says your Netflix account is for you and the people you live with. That's not sharing. That's not sharing.
That's
they
definitely not
they
sharing.
branded it. Yeah, that's not sharing. And he actually say you live with in your household. Like they say it's for sharing. But I think now they want to try and scoop all the money that they can see. And that's not going to
Bad
work.
move. Bad move.
That's not going to work.
Bad move.
So that's not going to work for them. Moving on to the next story. What do I have? Actually, I have, I don't follow, whatever the elections in America properly. But because this attaches Twitter Spaces, I think a day or two ago, the guy who's running against Trump in the Republican,
Yeah. DeSantis.
DeSantis, um, he he launched his campaign on Twitter Space.
On
What an
Twitter.
idiot!
Yeah. You think
Like,
so?
yeah,
I think it's a genius move.
no, it's not genius. That is like an idiot move.
No,
Listen to
I
my
don't think
points.
so.
Why it's an idiot? Here's why. I thought it was an idiot move before it happened, and then I was proven that it's an idiot move. Twitter Space have not actually shown what they're capable of yet, right? And what you're doing is you are taking Twitter Space to go head to head with like the Fox, the CNN. Well, it's definitely Fox because that's the right, the right side of whatever politics. So they are the main one. So he's going against, of course, uh, Musk is going against Murdoch, right? That's okay. I think on Twitter side it makes sense. For him, it makes no sense. And here's what happened. They started running the Twitter space. It was Elon Musk and some other people in the
Yeah.
space. And the 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 space had issues. The servers were melting. They had to close that space and start a
Yeah.
new one.
Start a
Like
new one. But that's
I'm thinking, like who in their right mind? You're trying to launch a presidential election,
campaign.
right? And you decide, like campaign, you decide to go for an experiment. Seriously, like
Yeah, I know. I
that
think it.
doesn't. For Twitter, it's fine because here's the Twitter. For Twitter side, they're doing exactly what you should do when you're building a tech, right? You push it to the extreme so that it breaks. That's what you do. But why on earth his people allowed him to be the person that pushes it to this? Because afterwards, where did he go? He went to Fox to
Yeah, but
announce, right? And then Fox have a banner underneath their channel saying, if you want to watch a good stream, this is where you get one.
okay. Here's what I'll say, right.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong on this one. Here's why.
Do you think?
I think firstly, any publicity is good publicity. If you're just some guy, because if this didn't happen, I wouldn't know about it. If he just went on Fox, I would have no idea about it. Apparently, he had in total it ended up being two Hold on. I'm seeing different numbers here. It crashed, but okay, but crashing it is nothing to do. So here we go. This was the largest number of listeners from a Twitter space ever. It had been 3.5 million people listen to the space or recording of it. This is yesterday, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no way Fox is getting
Are you
those
sure?
numbers. As much. I'll send you the. It's the New York Times. I'll send you the article. As much as Fox is big, there's no way they get those numbers. And the thing is, I think for someone like DeSantis, now we're talking about him.
Yeah.
Now,
On that
now
part,
we're here saying, "Oh, did you see DeSantis?" But I didn't even honestly, I don't follow politics at all. I didn't know who this guy was until yesterday. But now I'm gonna go and just listen to Twitter Space because, well, why not? And that's
yeah.
honestly, as a politician, all you want is ears. All you want is ears. As soon as someone hears that and think, oh, you know what, he's actually kind of maybe he aligns with what I think or whatever. I think it's honestly, I think it's kind
Yeah,
of a
but
good move.
so you're saying like a terrible launch is good. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because what benefit would a perfect launch have done? If he went on
A
Fox
perfect launch.
and hold on. If he went on Fox and 400,000 people saw the stream compared to the 3.4 million who saw it on Twitter, how many
I
people
don't
are
have.
you
I
actually
want to
getting your
see the
message to?
numbers.
I've sent you
Like
the
I
link
really
in
want to see what the
on
send
Riverside
me
there.
there. Yeah, it's because
Oh, come on.
most people, if you are doing a launch, you perfect your speech, you perfect everything because all the soundbite is gonna come from there, right?
Yeah, but I mean they had the space afterwards. It didn't crash. It was only down for 20 minutes. It was only down for
Yeah, they
20
had to
minutes
change.
after they had the space.
Yeah, but they had to start a new one. Like all that.
Yeah,
Of course, for
yeah,
Twitter
but
is
it's not.
okay because they are pushing their. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, I understand, but I think the drama brings more people than it takes away. To be honest. Anyway, yeah, let's not spend too much on this news. We'll see how it works. Yeah, what's the next one?
Anyway, uh, Trump was having a field day. Biden was having a field day, and so we'll see how he goes with his launch. He's going against Trump.
Which,
Good
well,
good luck to him.
yeah, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
And my other story is Nvidia. Did you see the stock um the stock price for Nvidia?
No,
They are a chip maker. Like they make
computer
computer
chips
chips.
manufacture them. Yeah,
They
they're one
manufacture
of the
them.
biggest, if not the biggest.
They are the biggest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they are it just went up like crazy because they released their numbers and their numbers are ridiculous. The first quarter they did I think 7 point something billion
Wow.
and people saw the numbers and the markets were like whoa. So it's projected to be another 1 trillion company. And
Nvidia is
here's
like,
the interesting.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you were saying.
No, I said Nvidia is like it's one of those companies. If you're not like into computers or if you're not in that kind of area, you don't really know about. It's like,
Mm,
so I'm the AI guy, quote unquote, and I know a lot of the stuff that they do. They have their own AI products, which are actually very competent, very good, but they manufacture a large amount of the hardware that's used by AI companies, and a lot of people don't know that. They manufacture a
yeah.
ridiculous amount of hardware that's used by AI companies. I think that's probably had quite a big reason in why they're doing so well.
Yeah, so the AI boom have really put them in a good position because their numbers were going down. I think because of the games. I think the games were on a decline, and
Mm-hmm.
the AI came in and picked them up. And apparently they added, after they released their numbers, they added 219 billion in one day to their market
Woo.
share. Here is
Good
the
God.
context of what is 219 billion. So I went and I ranked the companies. So I went and ranked the companies, trying to find the companies that have a market share of around that price. I found different
Yeah.
companies, but I pulled one company out of that list, and it's McDonald's. Do you know what the market share
Whoa.
for McDonald's is? 208. In one day, in one day, they add to their market share a McDonald's as a franchise. That is crazy. Like I literally searched because I was seeing different other companies, but I wanted to
I can't
find
believe I'm here.
I wanted to find a gigantic company that's not going away. They have pretty much
Wow.
added a McDonald's in one day.
That's insane.
And and
It's
it's projected
insane.
that they're joining. I think there's only five companies that are trillion that have a market cap of $1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Amazon,
Yeah.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
what the other ones? Alphabet.
It's Tesla.
No.
It's
Apple.
Tesla now.
And no, it just says no. And what do they call it? Aramco. Saudi Aramco. That's the other one. It's
All right.
five
Okay.
of them.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
All
they
right.
call
Right.
them, is
Right.
it Fang or something? Yeah. And they're being projected to join that list
Oh, wow. Incredible.
by the end of the year. That is
Incredible.
crazy.
Incredible work.
Because I think what actually made me look into them, I just saw them trending. It's
Mm.
because but last week I listened to the story of Nvidia, how it was founded, and like
Ah,
their whole story.
okay.
And so it was still in my mind, sort of like who they are properly and stuff like that. So when I saw them trending on Twitter, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I just quickly looked, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I saw the bar, like, the stock.
Fly up.
I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is crazy. Yeah. This is it's ridiculous. Yeah. So
Wow. Yeah. I can
yeah, I
see the
don't know
stock
how
now is
far
at
they can go.
I mean, the market value now is at 951 billion. So they're very close
Oh, there
to a
you go.
trillion.
And do you know, like, Apple hold the record for the most value added on, I think, within a day or something. I think it was like 191 in 2022. I don't know what happened then. I'm not an Apple user, so I don't know what happened in 2022.
In 2022,
So
I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
worth looking at.
that's not too long ago. Yeah,
But listen,
20,
listen to this.
hundred.
The market share, they've got a percentage of growth year to date, and Nvidia's got up 122% from the start of the year.
That
Crazy,
is
man. Wow.
serious. That is serious.
Different
So
levels, man.
that's
Different
my
levels.
news there. I just thought, like, when I
Incredible.
saw them today, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Um,
Incredible. Incredible. Go on then. I know you've been dying to tell me about this business of sport.
can I, please?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, here's our usual business of sport, which I love. I love the money in sport. Fascinates me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We are putting money in the wrong places. We should be sticking our money into sport.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke. We spoke a bit about when you spoke about what's the team in Wales. Now that we have the dust is
Oh.
settled down.
Um. Oh my God. That team. That
That
team. While I
that
think
team.
about it, that team. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we spoke about that, and then we also highlighted the fact that Formula One have done some good business
Mm-hmm.
within their business model since they were bought by Liberty Media in
Yeah.
2016. And this weekend it's the weekend of Monaco, and
Okay.
and I thought it was brilliant to read a few things about the Monaco Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the oldest. It's been going for almost 100 years. I think the first race was done in 1929. They've never, I think they've done it like every year. I'm not sure in COVID, probably they missed COVID. They've done it every year. And it's the place where everything is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I think Monaco have a population of 36,000 people. During the Monaco weekend, the population rises that weekend alone to 200,000 people. And and,
That's funny.
and that's crazy, isn't it? And here's
That
another
is.
interesting bit. Like after 5xing their population, there is 12,000 millionaires in Monaco. So
Wow.
one in
A
three.
third of the population.
Yes.
Woo! Wow.
So
Okay.
the people that are probably not millionaires are working in Monaco.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Working for the
So
millionaires.
one in three is a millionaire.
Wow.
During the Formula One weekend, there is. Oh, I'll send you this whilst I'm talking. During the Formula One weekend, they have. One second. I have to send you this. Uh, Forward. During the Formula One weekend, they have 50 plus super yachts, right? And sorry, I'm trying to send it to you, and I'm doing all
Okay.
sorts here wrong. You know what it's like. Where is Trevor on this?
Wow.
Yeah, there you are. I know. Yeah, so they have like 50 super yachts, 50 plus, right? And each yacht pays 150,000 US dollars to park
To be there.
to park. Like the 50 plus comes. Never mind the ones that already there.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that comes. And then here's the interesting part. There's 760 spots for parking your yacht, and they are full for the Formula One weekend.
Wow.
That is crazy. They are full for Formula One weekend. They if you see that, I would have sent you. I went on the yacht live map, which I always do the flights and stuff like that just to see, and it shows you the yachts in like a purple color, and if you
Mm-hmm.
zoom like across Europe,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the Atlantic and all that, you can see where most of the yachts are right now.
Yeah, yeah. It's in
They are
Monaco.
all at Monaco right now. That is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And and the other thing I found was, even though this is a draw when it comes to like rich people to go there,
Mm.
Libert Media, remember we're talking about the strategy. Libert Media, this is their worst race. They don't like this race.
All right. Okay.
This does not do any good for them. Here's why. Formula One is like a funny kind of business for the companies that owns them, because it's an assetless business. So Libert Media owns Formula One, but they owns no assets within Formula One.
Mm.
They have zero assets. They don't own the racetracks. The racetracks are owned by either a nation or another company that own those racetracks. They don't
Yeah.
own cars on the grid. They don't own drivers. They don't own engineers. They own nothing. They just get
They
paid.
just own the promotion.
Exactly. So they just
Mm.
get paid for an entry fee. And the entry fee, if you look at, I think I send you like the prices they pay, which is I think the first one there. And if you look at their prices, Qatar pays Libert Media 55 million for
Mm.
license to be allowed to enter their race track
Right.
into the Formula One season per year. Monaco only pays 15 million,
Why
which
is that
is
so little? Do you know why?
it's because Monaco um, before they it was like all the rich people, like before Formula One was bought by Formula One Group, before, like Benny, back in the
Mm-hmm.
day, all the even up to now, they go there they go there for the cars, and then they stay for business. So all
Right.
the top business meetings, they go to Monaco right now. So all the yachts are there. When I zoomed on the yachts to see, the area of view, the
Yeah.
tracker, the first yacht I saw, which is one of the biggest in the world, Octopus, it's owned by, the co-founder of Microsoft, Paul something, whatever his name
All
is.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he owns it. And
Right.
when you zoom, you can see it because it's the biggest. And it's literally like, it's just there. And so what happens is they go there, they watch Formula One, and then they stay to do their business deals. And they don't need,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently, like, Monaco doesn't have that many hotels. They've like very
Yeah.
limited hotels.
I was about to say
And
I
most
didn't
of
see
these
no
people,
people.
yeah, they're not even going into the hotels. Most of them are in the yards. It sets
Oh wow.
you
Okay.
have to pay, 10,000 US dollars for one night
Mm. Parking yeah
in a
though.
hotel, the cheapest hotel.
All right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And like with Monaco, there's a lot of things that they do differently. But what's happening is Libert Media are taking these things every year, like slowly. They're chipping away. Last year was the first year they had to do Formula One. Normally in Formula One, they do qualifying on Thursday, which is the only race they were doing this. Qualifying on
Mm.
no, not qualifying. They do practice on Thursday. They
Mm.
do like commercial, like media on Wednesday, on Friday, sorry. So on Friday, instead of practice, they do like media stuff, and deals are done on
Right.
Friday. Contracts are
Right.
signed on Friday. And then Saturday, they come back and do qualifying and do the normal weekend. Last
Mm-hmm.
year, Liberty Media decided, nope, that's not the case anymore. They want, well, they had to come to an agreement. So now everything is done like any other race. So Friday, they do the practice, Saturday qualifying, and then race. And then also, Monaco is the worst Formula One to watch, maybe until this year. If you watch Formula One, like over the years, it's the only
It's
race you
tight, right?
miss. No, you miss things because they show you spots. If you ever notice when you watch Formula One, Monaco one, it just shows
Mm.
you like 10-4 because that's where the casino is. Then they'll show you. Then they'll show you
Ah.
where the pool. So there's a swimming pool chicane, and then there's like
Right.
10-4 where the casino, and then, so it's like all those things. That's all they show you. They show you those angles because it's like commercial to
Yeah.
Monaco,
Yeah. It's a branding way.
because it was the only race on the calendar where Formula One could not control the the broadcasting of it.
All
It
right.
was
Okay.
controlled by Telemonte Carlo TV.
Mm.
But this year, all changes.
All right. Okay.
So this year, all changes. And I can see most of these things coming off slowly. After a while, I think Monaco, the value will be gone. Even Rolex. Rolex is the official sponsor of Formula One, but not in Monaco. In Monaco, it's Tag. Everywhere else, it's
It's
Rolex.
Rolex.
So it's just fascinated me, like, just to think, like, these money they are throwing. Trevor, I need to see you over there. Do you know how much
Please take
Latif
me.
is paying for his yacht? He's renting a yacht this weekend. Do you know how much he's paying?
Wow.
1.5 million
Oh, is that
just this
it?
weekend. Yeah.
just the easy 1.5. Wow, crazy, man.
And they say like I read someone writing saying it cost 1 million to bring your yacht, not to pay for license, to bring it. The fuel, the workers, everything. It cost at least 1 million to get it
Yeah,
there.
it's serious. It's serious. We need to take a trip to Monaco
It's
just for the
crazy.
sake of taking a trip to Monaco, just
We
just
have
to
to.
smell what it's
Like,
like
we-
to be a different echelon. Because wow,
it's it's fascinating. Even like if you get time, you need to look at Red Bull's yacht. It's crazy. It's
oh
like I
really?
think 13,000 square feet. It has like a private deck and all this stuff, and they
Yeah,
have a
sure.
pool on it. It's only used if they win a race. If they don't win a race, they don't use it.
Then I hit the pool. That's funny. That's a good one.
And
Good little incentive.
that's a good one. It takes apparently it takes 32 hours for 25 people to build, because they have to build it up every time
I
they're going there.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't even build it. They build it like at the Italian Riviera, and then they pull it to
All
Monaco.
right. Okay. Damn.
And I just thought it's fascinating. I think next year what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weeks before I'm gonna write a blog
Yeah, that'd be good.
on Monaco.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Only because it fascinates me. Like I'll try and read all the stuff and then write a blog.
Yeah.
Just on Monaco.
We should go.
Yeah,
we should drive there. You know, maybe not take the yacht.
we definitely
We'll
travel.
drive there.
On your card, we should
Well.
we should go over there.
You're the Formula One fan. You know, I'm trying to be like you,
Yeah.
so I'll let you spoil with this time.
So are we gonna do your thing? I'm looking at the time.
What do we have here? We got 1 hour 7. We can stop it there. We can always talk about. I want to talk about the McGregor doc, but we can talk about that next week, I think.
Oh, okay. I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, interesting.
I haven't
You
watched
like that
it,
one as well.
I'll probably watch it.
Perfect. There you go.
It dropped, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
dropped
to watch it.
last weekend or something. Yeah, gives you a week.
Yeah, I
to
only saw
look
the
into
trailer. Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's pretty good, obviously.
Fascinating.
But yeah, we'll touch on that next week. All right. Thanks, everyone. That's the pod.
It's a wrap. Peace.